So let's examine some possible factors as to why girls might want to identify as not like other girls. I feel like every girl has had a not like other girls face. I'm not so sure about Gen Zs because I like to think that this generation is more enlightened than all of that. But honey, some of the things that I've seen on TikTok, it has made me question life in general. But I digress. Many girls have at some point felt like letting the world know just how different they are from the rest. And I can say that this is largely influenced by environment and media. Hence, there was a time when memes like this thrived, where girls tried to show just how different and better they were from other girls. It was the period where movies of how the quirky, not ultra feminine, and maybe socially awkward girl gets the popular school heartthrob thrived. Unfortunately, it looks like Netflix teen romance is bringing back that trope. Or is it that it never went anywhere? Now, there used to be these common tropes in movies where every girl in school is just dying for this guy's attention and being very loud and creepily obsessed with him. Then the girl who gets the guy is usually the girl who isn't,
Joey Parker, your prayers have been answered. Get out of my way. I'm the one.
You're kidding me, right?
She's a bit quirky and natural and not traditionally girly, while other girls are portrayed as not. Now, little girls watching this would think, oh, so this is how I can be likable. I can be different from other girls. Because again, these girly girls were portrayed as cringy, mean, self-absorbed, materialistic, and dramatic. So why is being like other girls usually meant to be something bad? The first reason that I'll go to is, yep, you guessed it, the patriarchy. Patriarchy can be defined as an unjust social system that evokes male dominance over women. Now, let's just go ahead and call out sexism, which is patriarchy's brother. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, sexism can be defined as 1. Prejudice or discrimination based on sex, especially discrimination against women, and 2. Behavior, conditions, or attitudes that foster stereotypes of social roles based on sex. Did I just say roast? Social roles. Now, being like other girls basically meant girls that fit right into the basic female stereotypes and were therefore uncool because, femininity is the worst. I'm talking girls who love things like makeup, the color pink, shopping, skirts, fashion, chick flicks, etc. These things were generally seen as shallow, and therefore, girls who generally indulged in these things were the butt of the jokes back then. Because heaven forbid you be all or some of these things and have a personality outside of it. It's like you had to be girly or smart. You couldn't be both. It was like Miley Stewart and Hannah Montana being seen together at the same place in public. Impossible. So yes, this boiled down to sexism, the preference of things that are generally considered as masculine over the things that are generally considered to be feminine. So the implication of being associated with this stereotypical feminine traits had girls who wanted to get that validation from society try as much as possible to extract themselves from all these stereotypes in a quest to prove that they had substance and potential because they weren't like, other girls. And so emerged the endless cringy not like other girls memes. Now, I'm not judging anyone for what they believed in back then because those were dark times and many people have evolved and grown out of that. Now, am I saying that girls who like things socially accepted to be masculine don't exist? No. Anyone can be what they want and do what they feel like. Is it something to feel superior about? It's not. Because what this implies is masculinity is equals to superiority and femininity is inferior. Having a Tupac poster on your wall is no different from having a Justin Bieber poster on your wall. But because one is deemed feminine, girls are made to feel silly for it. Now, I'm going to branch out and talk about people who feel a sense of superiority because they do not follow trends. If blue leggings were to be trending, for example, they'd suddenly feel a loathing for blue leggings and never own one because everyone else was wearing it. This used to be me, not going to lie. But you see, the problem is it okay to not be interested in trends? Yes. Is it okay to turn your nose down at people who are? No. They're actually people who would go out of their way to ensure that they never own a pair of blue leggings while it's trending, just to be #rad. And that's what the not like other girls syndrome feels like. You have girls who might actually like the color pink, but because it's a stereotypical girly color, they will never be caught dead wearing it. Anything glittery or sparkly or feminine, nah, throw it in the bin where it belongs. Because again, masculine things are considered better, and therefore, man better, women not, which seals the point of the patriarchy. This is also how women or children in general are taught sexism and internalized misogyny, because the society is largely patriarchal and no one is actually born these things till they are exposed to it and inadvertently absorb it. Another factor that we must examine is that it gives a sense of superiority over girls who do fit into the mold of traditional femininity. An age-long system where different genders are seen as different things that they must be like, and when they do not conform to these unwritten rules that society has laid down, they get frowned at. For example, girls can be stereotyped to love the color pink, fashion, be obsessed about their appearance so much that they have nothing else to offer and will do anything for male attention, etc.
I love to dance and sing.
Kidding me?
Like that. I just lose control when I'm dancing. I love it so much.
Come on.
Where girls who claim to not be like other girls also loathe girls who are like the other girls. They do in fact start to feel like they are one of the boys. Now, one of my favorite Hollywood actors is Melissa McCarthy. I think she's pretty funny, downright fucking hilarious even. But then I started to pay close attention to her type of humor. I still find her funny, but let's take a look at some of the banter she throws when she's trying to get a rise out of men.
Maybe they're in here.
Oh, come
Maybe they're in here. No.
Would you stop? Would
No,
you stop?
they're not in there. Let me
What
see.
is she doing?
They're not under there.
She's looking for my balls.
Hey, if anyone's seen the captain's balls, let me know. They're about this big, but a lot tinier. Like really, really tiny little girl balls. If little girls had balls. So if you find little tiny girl balls,
Wouldn't dare.
you gonna cry, you little Swiss fucking pussy?
I'm not gonna cry.
You're crying now!
I'm not.
Hit it harder, you fucking vagina!
Melissa McCarthy is a pretty badass woman. I love all her movies, and she usually plays roles where she's kicking ass and getting the job done as a woman, but she still thinks that giving female attributes to men, like saying they have vaginas or calling them pussies or asking if they're on their period, is an astounding way to call them weak. Because not only are female traditional roles to be poked fun at, women's biological functions are signs of weakness as well.
Holy shit.
In fact, just throw women away. The world has no need for them. Never mind that she's a woman too. So most times, girls hear conversations like this and decide that being feminine is abominable and loving things that are stereotypically masculine is edgy and controversial and rare, when in fact many other girls also jeer towards these things, because again, people cannot be put into one box that defines them, and that's why these memes aim mostly at putting other women down. Like, other girls like lipstick, I like wrestling liars, woo, I don't take a shower, oh, I'm so edgy, I'm a girl and I don't take a shower. The first point is society's need to put women into nice little boxes that define them. Ever heard the phrase beauty and brains? Still think it's a compliment? It's 2021 and people still say it. Now, where did this even emerge from? Why the need to state that a woman has the looks as well as the brain power, as though these things are mutually exclusive? Once a woman is beautiful, the world just concludes that she is dumb, or there is an immense pressure on her to prove to the world that she is not, in fact, just another pretty face. Because, you know, pretty faces and brains don't go hand in hand. And when she is both, oh my god.
Revolutionary.
So earth-shattering that we feel the need to state that she can in fact juggle those two immense responsibilities. There are other words that define this just another pretty face phrase, specifically coined for women, such as airhead, bimbo, dumb blonde, etc. I remember how the whole Nigeria just concluded that Nengi was dumb when she just came into the Big Brother house. There were other girls there as well, but the world picked on Nengi to prove that she wasn't dumb, all because she was pretty, before they even got a chance to know her. Does this mean that other girls in the house weren't beautiful? No. It's like how the phrase dumb blonde exists, because blonde girls with blue eyes and pale skin are usually the European standard of beauty. Being black and a woman, if you're a light-skinned beautiful woman, which is just, racism's little brother, colorism. Hello, colorism. Then you're going to be immediately seen as the dumb blonde, who always has to prove that they are actually walking brain cells in their heads. There were other pretty girls in the house too, but Nengi was berated and judged from the very first week of the show for being dumb just because of her looks, if we're being honest with ourselves. And didn't she end up acing most of the tests they had in the house? Well, surprise, surprise, motherfuckers. Is it connecting now? Are you seeing why being perceived as girly could be a problem for many girls, so that they have to go to the extent of wearing their quirkiness on their sleeves? No one sees a hot guy and goes, oh, let's test him quickly and see if he's not dumb. Let's ask him to perform heart surgery and prove to us that he's not just another handsome face. I've seen memes from men who have no business being in relationships because they have the emotional intelligence of children, and children should not be allowed to date. Everyone knows that. They would post stuff like, hey, kings, ask your girlfriend what the quantum and statistics and yada yada is and know what you're dating. I've also seen said memes usually reposted by ignorant women seeking male validation. We see things like this happen all the time. Women who are conventionally attractive often accused of having nothing else going for them. It's why girls go for beauty pageants and the host is suddenly whipping out some current affairs or really random question to throw at the girls last minute. And when the girl fails to answer the question, the whole world just concludes, oh, she's a bimbo. As a woman, if you see memes that are meant to put other women down and you decide to share it for laughs with men who would no sooner kiss you than diss you, then you need to look within yourself and realize that it's a problem. Never mind that most times these men themselves do not have the answers to these questions, but it's fine because only women have to prove that they're not just tits and ass but brains as well. It's like it has to be makeup or books, short skirts or jeans, nail polish or PlayStation, girly or science. It's just ridiculous. Now, I remember a time when I used to have this subtle, I'm not like other slay queens mentality. Yes, you heard that right. I'm not like other slay queens. It's just a branch of I'm not like other girl mentality. Again, just like every other thing that women stereotypically gravitate towards, the term slay queen quickly had a negative implication. Girls who called themselves that quickly became the butt of the jokes. The term slay queen became popular around 2014 or so. As usual, the world quickly went ahead to demonize something many women identified with just for fun. It quickly began to mean girls that were promiscuous, broke, obsessed with social media, brain dead, materialistic, and failing at life in general. I remember a time also in Nigeria where girls would refer to themselves as small girl, big god in their bios. It was the era of to go and it was something trendy. Then again, the world quickly demonized that as well to mean broke girls who were heavily dependent on sugar daddies. Hence, small girl, big god. So everyone typically just concluded that slay queen meant a girl who slayed her Instagram feed but not her academics. Because again, a woman who does both is so rare. Ever wondered why the meme "get you a girl that does both" thrive then? Because apparently women are programmed to only do one thing at a time, and it's so groundbreaking when she can in fact be different things at the same time. Not to shit on the trend, because we all participated in that, but when you think of it, it's not just random. So back to my little not like other girls face, I would always say, oh, I'm not your typical slay queen, as though every girl that identified as one were dumb and all the other negative stuff, except for me and a select few. Get this, I wanted to identify as this thing, which was the rave back then, and many girls identified as, but because I didn't want to be seen as being like other girls as well, I didn't even understand why I felt the need to reinstate that. Whenever I would make posts like that, my friend Blessing, bless her heart, would sternly but jokingly, but sternly enough so that I got the message eventually, let me know that there was nothing wrong with seeing yourself as a slay queen, and something inherently girly doesn't have to have bad or negative connotations, no matter how bitter it made certain men who went on a rampage to make posts about promiscuous slay queens who were only interested in selfies and makeup. That was a mouthful. You could be a slay queen and be whatever the hell you wanted to be. I got that message loud and clear. Now, the fifth reason, pandering to male approval. Because of these negative connotations that somehow always gets attached to anything largely feminine, women who go out of their way to not be like other girls think that they have a better chance at getting some male attention and validation if they don't fit into the traditional female stereotypes. So in trying to prove how different, they pull other women down. Like, other girls, slutty, me, virgin, other girls, shallow or superficial, or trying too hard to look attractive. Me, don't care about my appearance. Me, stays home all day. But what they don't see is that because of how they have attributed femininity to negativity, this very thing will be used to exploit and manipulate them when they finally get that male attention. Because it generally encourages you to want to be the cool girlfriend who is so different from other girls. Other girls can be taken to mean bitchy, naggy, clingy, innately jealous, etc. I remember back when I was still in the clutch of the not like other girls phase, I'd be like, I'm the type of girl who wouldn't even get mad if it's stared at other girls' butts when you're with me, because I would check them out with you. I was like 16 and I didn't even know who I was. And while to this day I've noticed that jealousy is an emotion that I do not really display in relationships. Or maybe it's because none of the people I've actually been with have given me reasons to be. I don't think that I'd be that lax or indulgent if that happened, because I've never been unfortunate enough to be that blatantly disrespected in a relationship. Can you imagine just sitting down with your partner in public talking and they just say, hey babe, give me a second, I gotta... Wanting to ride the not like other girls wave can open girls up to manipulations in relationships. You're afraid to open up and let it out, so you're not seen as other girls when you're clearly hurting and needing to be heard. Also, let's not forget guys who genuinely think that telling girls how they are not like other girls is a compliment, and they get so confused when you find it offensive. Well, you should feel special. I just shat on other girls to make you feel good. We've seen that in several movies. You're different from other girls. Every other girl wants me because I'm handsome. You want me because of my soul. Other girls will just eat salads on dates, but you stole my heart when you swallowed a whole hamburger. Other girls are boring, but you're a challenge to me. Those little badges of honor that girls feel like they've earned when they're told this may make them strive to not be like other girls, and they might end up not being true to themselves or end up tearing other women down in order to feel like they stand out. And sometimes that's where the anti-feminism mentality comes from, because as a woman, sometimes you would wonder why women or some women would hate the very ideology that ensured that they have the rights that they enjoy today. That's right, many men hate feminism because it threatens their male privilege. So I'll hate feminism too, so men can like me. I'll pull other women down so that men can see I'm not like other girls and pick me. Now, does that mean that every time that girls say they're not like other girls, they're doing it to show how other girls are terrible and they're better? No. And this brings us to our next point. Inability to actually fit in with traditional female expectations. This can in itself lead to two things. It can happen as a form of rebellion. Some girls naturally gravitate to things that are stereotypically masculine, and pressuring or forcing them to be a certain way can cause the utter denouncement of everything feminine, as they might begin to see it as restricting and senseless. It's not always about the male validation. I think we all knew little girls that like to hang out with the boys before we even knew that crushes were a thing. Many girls do in fact feel a sense of disconnect from the stereotypical female roles and feel alienated from most girls. This feeling of watching other girls effortlessly be their best feminine self can spark a sense of detachment from their peers. It can lead to jealousy and dislike for girls who seem to be able to pull this off effortlessly, and so they tend to join the not like other girls bandwagon. Imagine a girl who naturally gravitates towards playing with tools being forced to play with dolls because that's the girly thing to do. A girl that loves to climb trees and laugh loud being hushed and told to be ladylike because people don't understand that girls can be anything, that anyone can be anything. But it can also spark a sense of self-hate or insecurity within these girls, not fitting, and that's where the self-depreciating memes come from. This is basically girls trying to highlight how other girls can be elegant, poised, or graceful, while they, on the other hand, have the physical coordination of a sack of potatoes. This brand of humor is basically to poke fun at the reality of being female, yet far from what is socially accepted as femininity. Girls just need to understand that being female is absolutely enough and you can do or be anything at all in the world. So, what have we learned? Is not fitting in a bad thing? No. Should people be looked down on for not fitting in? No. Are liking makeup and being smart mutually exclusive? No. Does putting other women down make you look better? It most certainly does not, sweetheart. So, no girl is just one thing and nothing else, and thinking ill of your gender ain't cute, boo. So, that's all I have for you. So, yeah, I'll see you next time I make a video. Bye.